Hi everyone. Today I'm talking about the whole PokeRev controversy. I don't even know why it's a controversy, but I personally don't know PokeRev. He doesn't know me, right? We personally don't know each other. But to be transparent, I've purchased the PokeRev mystery packs before. I've done some, review on my channel. He's not like a personal friend or anything. So, I'm just going to talk about my opinion, what I think about the whole why I don't think he really had to make a video to really explain himself, but obviously, he wants to be transparent. He, obviously wanted to communicate to the community and say, hey, this is the reason why. I respect that. So I'm going to go with the first thing. I'm not trying to defend PokeRev or anything, but from a business perspective, I believe 1.0 to 4.0, and please correct me if I'm wrong, put it in the chat or in the comments. It was $50. He never raised the price. And from a business perspective with, inflation and everything, I was actually surprised that he didn't even raise the prices during inflation. Really, I was just like, wow, $50. That's cool. That's great, right? Especially with the odds. I mean, I'll talk about odds in a second, but you have a chance of getting was it red and then silver and then gold, I believe. And then his holiday packs came out, and that's where he raised the price. And for me, I was like, okay, that makes sense, right? Especially the different odds that was in the holiday. And I think that's when he came out with 5.0 and people started complaining about it. And for me, looking at it from a business, I'm like, well, that kind of makes sense because he kind of touched up on prices of, packaging. I don't know if he talked about the labor costs, but if you think about labor costs has gone up, I'm pretty sure that packages prices must have gone up. And also the design, you have to pay for it, right? And I think for those things, I could see the justification for the price to go up. Other things were, he broke down the price packs and everything. If you want to watch the video, I'll link it up wherever it is. I think it's up here or something like that, or in the description to his video. I'm not going to go too in depth about that, but if you really think about the time and effort, right, to put those packs together, to package them, and then there's costs for, well, somebody has to do it, right? There's that cost. There's also, even after that, right, you have to ship it, right? So that's labor as well. I know he touched up on it, but if you really think about it, stop and think about that, just that alone. I don't think he priced that in, right? So I don't know. Just for me, I feel like it's worth it. And I guess it depends on how you look at it, right? If you get hits, are you going to complain? Probably not, but it's a gamble, right? He even mentioned that anytime you buy Pokemon, how is it ever, and what's the difference? If I could go to a store, buy some packs, and I won't get a guarantee hit, right? I think what you're purchasing is the possibility of getting those red and silver and gold, and hopefully that the rainbow packs or whatever. That's basically what you're kind of betting on, right? You're gambling. And also you have the odds, but it's not guaranteed that you're gonna get even a red, right? Because I mean, like, let's say you purchase 5 packs, right? You might be getting the tail end of a box, maybe 3 of them, and maybe they're all green. And then the last 2, right, goes to a new case. You may not even get a red. Maybe they are going to be 5 greens, so those odds, it just depends when you purchase it and where it's coming from, right? And the whole part of that hold a pack and it was all rainbow. I mean, people were talking about it, but at least it's real, that it's actually there, right? So I see it that way, like, hey, okay, that's real, that there is rainbow packs, right? Those, I think it's called rainbow packs. At least you know it's real, right? And, people are commenting, I guess, about like, the price hike. I mean, at the end of the day, right? You're doing it to make money. Now, I don't know how much. It probably is a little, not a whole lot, because I'm not going to make a product to lose money or break even from a business perspective, right? I'm just surprised, to even him charging $50 up to 4.0. I thought that was, for me, honestly, I would have started charging up the price because of inflation. That's just me. You can hate me, put it in the comments, whatever. I'm just looking at it from a business perspective, right? And, costs were going up. I mean, we all see it, not just from Pokemon, right? Gas, food, all that, electricity, whatever. Everything has gone up. So, if anything, that was cool of him keeping it at $50. Me personally, right? But no one, no one talks about stuff he does. Every video, he's giving something out that actually costs money. Now, sure, maybe he got a distribution price, but it's still coming out of his pocket, right? Me personally, I mean, like, I feel like you got to break even somewhere, right? He's already given out stuff. He puts a lot of stuff back into his channel too. So is it bad supporting him? I mean, he's got a family too, right? He's got to support his family. I'm not saying just him. I'm sure his wife, and everything works too and everything. But I'm saying like he's doing his part, right? As a family person, right? So for me, I don't think he's making millions off of it, right? Or anything like that. And I think it's pretty cool to get a chance to maybe getting that rainbow or gold or silver or red pack. That's just cool. It's just you're buying the experience. I don't think you're there to try to make a profit or you're not guaranteed anything, right? But for me personally, when I got those PokeRev back then, I got to open it with my kids. And from one of the packs, we got a rainbow Charizard. It was an experience. It was a bonding moment with my kids. They knew who PokeRev was, and I got it for them, and well, kind of for me too. But that was really cool, right? We had a great time doing that video together. And, I do it for different reasons. And, maybe it's not for everybody, but I don't think he's trying to rip us off or anything. He's very transparent about it. And that's just my feelings on it. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's just how I feel. And, I don't think he's trying to do anything wrong. And again, I'm going to repeat it. I'm surprised he didn't raise his prices, right? Everything else was going up. No one's complaining about that. That's just how I feel. Cost of labor has gone up. Material has gone up. We don't see that part. I look at it and I understand it. It makes sense to me. And obviously I get it. Your hard-earned money, when you're spending that kind of money, yeah, sometimes you're not going to get what you want. Like I said, Pokemon is a gamble. Whether you get a PokeRev pack or you go to some store and you buy a ETB or, blister or whatever, maybe, you're just not guaranteed, right? So everyone's experience is going to be different. No one's forcing you to purchase it either. So if you don't like it, then don't purchase it. For me, I purchase it because I think it's fun. Want to support the guy. I think he does great content and he's always giving away stuff. And some might be saying, well, I never won it. But yeah, fine. I never won it either, but it's still coming out of his pocket, right? It just doesn't come out of thin air, So that's how I feel. I don't know what else to say. I just thought it was weird for people to make comments. I mean, you have your own opinion, I just always look at it from business side and like, that makes sense, Things have gone up. I mean, look at Scarlet and Violet. It's not what Sword and Shield was 146. Now the MSRP went up to 160 something. He made a point that even at distribution costs, Sword and Shield, yeah, it was cheaper, but Scarlet and Violet isn't. Now the pack selection part, I didn't really look at. But he mentioned like, yeah, green had some Sword and Shield and maybe Temporal Forces. And he took that feedback, and I thought, okay, that's cool. But again, even if he didn't change it, right? It's still a gamble, right? Sword and Shield has gone up, and he said about tearing up, and that's true. I could see that happening. I mean, I could see Fusion Strike being a tier. Was it red? I think that's the second one, green and then red. I could see Brilliant Stars. I could see, Crown Zenith. I could see, all those Sword and Shield. That's my take on it. I think I covered everything I wanted to say. But hopefully, that makes sense. And let me know in the comments. What do you think? The guy's got to make a living. But I really don't think he's making a lot off of this. So, and everybody, you really benefited from up to 4.0 being $50. Again, like for me, I probably would have raised it before, but we don't know what was happening. Maybe, he wanted to. Maybe at 3.0, maybe he wanted to raise it, but decided, you know what, I don't want to do that. We don't know that, but I thought that was cool of him to keep the price. And if he decides to lock down this price, if we got it for 4.0, then I would expect the price to go up at maybe 8.0 or 9.0. Who knows, that's just my thought. So I'll see you later.